Hi, this is Jessica Valenti, and this is the Nation's video series Ask Jessica. We're back after a little bit of a summer vacation. So today's question comes from Katie Doyle, who says, I'd be interested to hear about your path to being published. An important part of this movement is having one's voice heard. How did you become the author you are today? So I want to preface this by saying that the path that I took to being an author and to being published is not necessarily a really common one, so I don't know that it's something that I would recommend as sort of a model for how you should go about doing things, but I'm happy to tell you how I did get to that place. I was really lucky in that, I started Feministing, which was a blog for young feminists almost 10 years ago. And because we built up a fairly big audience, it was a little bit easier for me to get a book deal because I already had this built-in platform and audience. So it was sort of through that I met a literary agent and pitched a book and did all of that stuff. And it was also through blogging that I got the opportunity to start writing freelance articles as well. So you're more than welcome to try something like that. I think what's difficult now is that, 10 years later, there's a lot more blogs than there used to be, and sort of everyone has them. So I'd say, having an audience and having a built-in audience and platform is important, but that doesn't necessarily have to come from your own blog. You can try to pitch your work to sort of already established blogs that have audiences. The only thing that's difficult about that, and it's something that I think that we need to change sort of more broadly in addition to trying for our own individual careers, is that a lot of blogs, and unfortunately particularly sort of feminist blogs and feminist publications and progressive publications, don't pay that much if they pay anything at all. And a lot of people start off writing for free, which is really unfortunate because, it ensures that only people who can afford to write for free are going to have their voice on that particular platform. So that's just something to think about sort of in the broader sense. In addition to trying to get our own stuff published, we should start thinking about how to make sort of new media spaces a little bit more sustainable so that they can pay writers so that we have more of a diversity of voices. That said, I don't think that in order to build an audience, you need to have a blog or you need to be published on new media sites or, in magazines. A lot of the people that I find now, that I follow now, the feminists that I follow, I find on Twitter. I hardly ever start following new blogs anymore. I almost always find new voices or new activists or new writers through Twitter. So I think that that's a really great way to build an audience as well. And I wanted to challenge something that you said in your question, where you said, an important part of the movement is having your voice heard, and you sort of link that to being published. I don't necessarily think that you need to be published in order to have your voice heard in this movement. A really good example is just recently when one of the jurors from the George Zimmerman trial decided that they were going to publish a book, and they signed with a literary agent and all of this stuff. A woman on Twitter called Cocky McSwags-a-lot, and I think her Twitter handle is more and again. But she sort of took to Twitter and started a campaign to get the literary agent to drop the juror, and explained why it was so offensive and wrong for her to be writing a book about this. And I think it was like within 24 hours, it worked. And the literary agent said, we're not going to represent her. And the juror said, though without any sort of recognition, that it was due to pressure, that she wouldn't be writing a book. And that's an amazing feat for sort of one person on Twitter, one activist to accomplish. So you don't necessarily have to be published, whether it's a book or columns or whatever, in order to have your voice heard. And I think that's something to really think about. That said, if you're hell-bent on writing a book, and if you are, more power to you, I think the first step is to try to get a literary agent. I can't recommend that highly enough. They'll sort of know what publishers to pitch your work to. If you don't know how to get an agent or how to contact one, a sort of easy way to find someone is to look at books that you like, that are sort of in your genre, books that you admire, and look in the acknowledgement section. That's my dog. Look in the acknowledgement section And generally, a writer will thank their agent. So that's a good way to sort of find someone's name and get a foot in the door. So I hope that's been useful, Katie, and best of luck in all of your future writing and feminist endeavors. Thanks.